Hey yo, I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back again today with another G.I. Joe action figure review. Today we're looking at the Rise of Cobra line, and more specifically we have Carl Doc Greer in his Arctic Threat uniform. This one was a Toys R Us exclusive, as you can see here with the sticker. It was meant to be part of their Headquarters for Heroes subline, which they unfortunately never actually told too many people about, and didn't actually give any reason for that particular wave other than it was a Toys R Us exclusive. So still, it's cool. We have the traditional Rise of Cobra card art here. This one is a little bit unique, and it has a different color bottom down here with the kind of the blue thing, and it's in comparison with all the other characters. This is a very kind of garish, eye assaulting kind of color scheme going on, but it does fit in line with like the barbecue figure that we had earlier. So it's a little bit of a departure, but again, he is a medic, so it does kind of make sense that he would want to stand out like in an Arctic situation, so hence the bright orange vest or jacket that he's got on. So it makes sense even if it doesn't really have much appeal to me. It still works though. Flipping it over to the back, we have the traditional bio stuff, the file card, and then a little extra little thing for the Arctic Threat synopsis for the Pursuit of Cobra, which is weird that this is a Rise of Cobra figure and they're referencing the Pursuit of Cobra line, which was technically the 30th anniversary wave and things like that. But regardless, cool looking package. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Before this figure came out, really the only way you could get a Doc figure was with their little mail away weird thing that they did back in the 25th anniversary line. You basically collected points from the comic 2-packs and sent enough of them in and they would mail you the figure out. So this is really the first time we see him carded, so that's a cool little extra thing there. So yeah, cool. So we have the traditional figure stand here from the movie line, the dog tag. A lot of cool looking accessories in here. Let's pull the figure out first. Then we've got a flare gun that's kind of stuck in here with these rubber band things going on them, and an inoculator. Got a pair of snowshoes, or ice cleats I guess is a better word. A cool medical bag bandolier. Cool helmet here. We have a medical kit case here with some really cool stuff, and we'll look at that a little closer here in just a second, but nice kind of closable case here, which is his backpack, which is a really nice little thing here. And we also have, flipping it over, held in by these rubber band straps, see how we're going to do this. We've got the cool cot, medical cot, stretcher, whatever you want to call it, and a cool little tarp here that comes with him. So yeah, they kind of went all out with this one and gave us lots and lots of accessories, so that's really cool. So here are all the accessories laid out. Again, they did not skimp whatsoever on this set, which is kind of weird thinking it's a Toys R Us exclusive and all the extra stuff that they gave us in this set. So it's pretty amazing. Very awesome. We'll go ahead and zoom in now and take a closer look at the figure. So where do we start here? Let's go ahead and look at the figure stand itself real quick. Again, it's the traditional dog tag variant of the figure stands. Dock on the front. Beyond that, nothing really special about it. But again, thanks for including it. Yeah, there's lots of stuff here. So let's just start with the figure itself. Basically the same sculpt here that we've seen with a lot of the other Arctic figures, just with a really new paint job here. They did some really nice detail work, some nice rescue stuff stenciled on the back. Really cool looking. Again, the traditional dock head here. Articulation wise, head does rotate 360 degrees, although this crazy parka hood thing does kind of limit his articulation a little bit there. Nice reflective sunglasses there, if you can see that. Standard ball and swivel on the shoulder joint. Standard ball and swivel at the elbow. And the forearm has a nice twist action going on there. No wrist articulation though. The chest piece does rotate, and you've got some pretty good ab crunch feature going on there. Then we've got the traditional T-hook for the waist and for the hip joints. The bottom of the parka here does kind of limit his mobility a little bit, at least front to back, and a little bit on the side. But you can still get quite a bit of articulation out of it, just not quite as much as I would like. But we also have the standard double knee joint here, and the standard swivel and rocker at the feet. So all in all, very cool looking. Just looking at it right now here, the bottom of his pants, the way that's kind of been painted here, it almost has a Tiger Force look to it, if you ask me. So this might be a good candidate to stick in with your Tiger Force figures if you're so inclined. I think it would work well in that scenario, even though the vest here is a little bit, or the coat is that bright orange, but it still would work pretty well with that. So yeah, cool looking figure. I like it much more than I thought I would. Accessories, we'll start with the helmet here. Got a nice logo painted on the top here with the G.I. Joe Eagle logo. Nice little pillboxes painted into the helmet. Then the helmet fits on his head pretty easily. It fits in there pretty snugly. It's not going to slip off too awful much. So that's nice. It does look a little odd sitting on his head. It almost looks like it's not sitting down far enough. And I think I had that same problem with the 25th version of this character that this is based off of. So still not too bad. Moving on to his crazy satchel here. This is a pretty cool version of this. Nice medical satchel. I think we've seen the same satchel used in some other figures, but it's nice that they kind of painted this the red and white kind of version. So you can slip it over his shoulder and his head. Pop his helmet back off there for a second. And let's see how the best way to do this is. Not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Kind of have to stretch it a little bit to get it to go over there, but once you do, there it fits in place very nicely. They did a good job with the sculpt on this thing, so it kind of fits on the side a little bit better and kind of flushes up against his hip. So that's a nice little touch there. Put his helmet back on here for a second. So yeah, that works actually really well. I like that a lot. Since Doc himself is a pacifist, they have also included this nice little flare gun for him to use. Fits in his hand really easily. Unfortunately, he does not have a holster anywhere that I've seen. so you kind of have to just carry it around with you. Pretty cool though. I know a lot of people back in the early days of the G.I. Joe line kind of thought that was just a regular pistol, and were always confused why Doc had a pistol, but it is a flare gun. So we also have this really cool looking inoculation pistol thing with some vitamins or some kind of medical concoction thing in there. Nice detail work on it as well. It also fits in his hand easily enough so you can go around giving people shots and nursing them back to health pretty easily. So that's kind of cool. We do have these cool looking ice cleats that fit on his feet really well, actually. I was not expecting them to work quite as well as they do. And you'll notice at the bottom of them they actually do have the little peg hole in them, so you can still stick the figure on the figure stand even though he's wearing these cool looking ice cleats. They have some nice detail work on them, but not a lot. You can't really see a whole lot going on there, but it's still a nice little touch there. Makes it very easy for him to get around on the ice and run back and forth in the battle and treat people who without sliding all the way around, I guess. So that's cool. Moving on to his backpack. This is a cool little set here. They've got some really nice stuff here kind of built into this kit. Pop this thing out. So let's look at the pack itself here for a second. These things are all removable except for the little bitty pieces here. So you've got some, looks like some twine or something sculpted into the side of it. Some tweezers and some more medical pill boxes and some other medical-y stuff. The side does close here, so you can lock everything up. It's got a nice latch on it. And it's also his backpack, if you will. The pack itself fits on his back very easily. Does a nice job there. Secures it so he can haul whatever he needs to. Very nice. The other thing I'll point out is that the this black handle thing flips up, so he can like carry it around or drag it in the snow or use it in emergencies as some kind of pull device or something. So you can strap a figure on there and he can pull them to safety, kind of like a snow sled looking thing. Very cool. Let's look at all this stuff that we have here that popped out of the inside of the case here. We'll open this thing back up. Mine keeps popping open here, if you noticed that or not. But luckily it just snaps back in place, so if yours does pop open, you can get it fixed pretty easily there. We got a cool H2O canteen thing here. Very nice. Slides back into the case right there. And mostly fits in there snugly. We have this thing that I don't really know what it is, but it's, I guess you can use it for whatever kinds of stuff you want to, some kind of medical apparatus thing. It kind of looks like some explosives or something. It's got a little peg hole in the bottom of it, so don't really know what that is, but it's cool, and it fits in here at the top. We also have a cool looking flashlight. Sucks that it's bright orange, but still some nice detail work on it. You can see the little tread around where your hand holds and the buttons. Nice little touch there. And it also just kind of fits back in there and snaps in place. And the other thing here, which is I think really awesome, is a pair of it's a Leatherman tool or whatever else kind of tool you want to look at it. It's got a knife blade, or you could use it to, break glass or something like that if there's an emergency and he has to get in there and help them out. Some nice tweezers on the end of it. All around a very cool looking multi-tool. That's the word I was trying to find. Cool multi-tool here. And it also kind of fits into the side here. It just kind of snaps in place there to hold it. So all that stuff fits in here very easily, very nicely. And you can just kind of fold it back up and lock everything in place. Very awesome. Moving on to the stretcher. Very cool looking stretcher. Nice detail work on all of it. But it's a stretcher. I don't know what else y'all want to see on this. You can have the characters either hold the handles, or they can kind of pop into some of their wrists like so. It's a little harder on this one since his wrists are a little bit bigger. But essentially you can do it like that, and two of these guys can carry the stretcher and then lay another guy in the middle of it and carry them off. So very cool, nice little touch there. It does have these little pegs on the side of it, which I'm not really sure what it's for. I guess it just kind of helps it rest on the ground. And we also have this cool little parka thing, or tarp or something like that, so if it gets too cold, emergency blanket kind of thing, so you can use it for all sorts of cool stuff here, just whatever your imagination will allow you to do. You can throw it on top of a guy if he's on the stretcher. Nice little emergency blanket thing to help fight off the cold. So yeah, very cool. I'm much more impressed with this figure than I thought I was going to be. I was not really looking forward to it all that much, but yeah, very cool. I actually like this guy a lot here. That's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. Drop us some comments down below. Let us know what you think of this particular figure. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. I've said this before, and I guess I'll say it again. But yeah, let us know what you'd like to see in future releases. And yeah, just stay tuned for more awesome video reviews. Till next time, Yo Joe.